Most of our lives are made up of pretty ordinary moments, right? The commute to work, doing chores, just the daily grind. And a lot of us see this as, well, filler. It's just the stuff we have to get through to reach the real moments. But what if we've got it all backward? What if the most profound meaning is actually hidden right there, in the mundane? I mean, really think about it for a second. Are you kind of putting your life on hold for some big event? A vacation, a promotion, maybe some grand spiritual experience you're hoping for? It's such a common trap, devaluing the now, while we wait for a then that, well, it might never even arrive. And this habit of always waiting, it means we're missing out on something absolutely incredible. The value that's hidden in our daily lives. We treat our routines like they're trivial, but they are the very fabric of our existence. Because while we're busy waiting, life is happening. Each one of these ordinary days isn't just filler. It is a unique and totally irreplaceable gift. And living this day faithfully, well, that's the only real preparation for tomorrow. There's an old story that just perfectly captures this whole idea. It's a parable about a king and a farmer, and each one of them represents a completely different way of approaching life and faith. It's a really simple story, but believe me, its implications are massive. So the story goes that God decided to reveal himself to two men, a really powerful king and a humble farmer. He sent an angel to each of them, asking them how they wanted him to appear. And, wow, their answers could not have been more different. The king, well, being a king, he demanded a spectacle. He wanted to see God in all his might, a huge display of cosmic power that would leave absolutely no room for doubt. He wanted thunder, he wanted lightning, the whole show. And God granted his wish, exactly as he asked. A bolt of lightning, a clap of thunder so immense that the king and his entire palace were just instantly obliterated. He got the power he asked for, but he couldn't survive the encounter. Now, the angel goes to the farmer, and his request was the complete opposite. He felt totally unworthy of some big, direct encounter. So instead, he just asked to see God's presence in the things he already knew and loved: the soil he worked, the water he drank, his food, and in the faces of the people all around him. And God granted his wish too. The farmer lived this long, happy, and really fulfilled life because he was constantly aware of the sacredness woven into the simple fabric of his world. See, he found what the king missed, that true presence isn't always a lightning strike. This story, it points to such a powerful truth. Grace isn't always some big spectacle. More often than not, it's found in the subtle reality of our daily lives. This contrast, it kind of mirrors what we see in Scripture, right? On the one hand, you've got these epic stories of power, like the parting of the Red Sea. But just as often, God shows up in these small, humble, almost overlooked ways. And the most powerful example of that? The creator of the entire universe, arriving as a helpless baby in a manger. Now, this isn't just some nice idea. It's a lifeline when you're going through tough times. The prophet Jeremiah, he was writing from a place of deep, deep suffering. He felt completely overwhelmed. His soul was, as he says, downcast. But then he chose to remember something. This is what he remembered. His hope wasn't found in some sudden miracle that would just erase all his problems. No, it was found in a constant, daily truth that God's mercy isn't a one-time event, but a fresh reality that arrives with every single sunrise. It's a faithfulness for every single morning. So who actually did this? Who put this into practice? Because this isn't just a theoretical concept. History is actually filled with people who mastered this art of finding God in the ordinary. This whole idea is just woven throughout the biblical narrative. It's not about a few spectacular moments. I mean, Enoch's legacy is that he simply walked with God daily for 3 centuries. The psalmist Asaph, he finds his comfort in the simple fact that he is always with God. And the Apostle Paul's instructions, they're profoundly normal. I mean, just look at these words. Always, without ceasing, in all circumstances. These are not commands for a special holy day. They are instructions for your Tuesday morning commute, for when you're doing the laundry, for every single moment. They're commands for the everyday. And maybe nobody embodies this more than a 17th century monk we know as Brother Lawrence. His job in the monastery, it wasn't glamorous at all. He washed dishes, he worked in the kitchen, yet he turned these mundane chores into a constant 40-year conversation with God. And his secret? It was so simple. He believed that the most effective way to connect with God was to just faithfully carry out his daily tasks, remembering God right in the middle of it all. So for him, peeling potatoes could be just as holy as praying in a massive cathedral. So what happens when we really embrace this perspective, when peeling potatoes becomes a form of prayer? Well, something profound happens. Our entire life starts to look a lot like worship. Spiritual richness, it doesn't usually arrive in a sudden flash flood. Think of it more like this: small, daily streams of faithfulness. Each small act of remembrance, each chore you do with intention, every moment of gratitude, they slowly gather and they merge into this great, powerful river of spiritual life. This quote from R. Scott Rodden just captures it perfectly. True worship isn't just an hour on Sunday. It's a lifestyle. It's that intentional choice to honor God in how you work, how you interact with your family, how you spend your time in every single moment. So let's be really clear about this. Your weekdays are not a distraction from your spiritual life. They aren't separate from your worship. In fact, they are the main stage, the primary place where your faith is tested and proven and lived out. And that leaves us with one final question to think about. If your entire day, all the meetings, the errands, the conversations, the quiet moments, if all of it was an act of worship, what kind of worship was it? What did you offer? That's a powerful thought to carry with you, not just for a special day, but for every ordinary one that follows.